In today's video, we're going to be making a gaming bike, building a fully working desktop on a bike.
And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a ride and see how easy it is to play these video games.
A full desktop with everything it needs on a bike. And I've lucked out and I've got the home run of collaborations with a bunch of different brands that all seemingly agreed to this. We got a lot of cool things that are going to work together to make a fully functioning bike that you can game on. So first off, it would be rather unpractical to have a full huge desktop on the back. Also, if we're just playing like Minecraft or something to prove the proof of concept, or something that's not going to drain a whole lot of power, because if you've noticed, the RTX 4090s suck a substantial bit of power, 450 watts alone for the graphics card. And while I have lucked out and gotten some really nice stuff, even the nice battery power generators aren't equipped for NVIDIA's shenanigans. So instead, we're going to be using a mini PC. This has the Intel Z graphics. I have an AMD version, but this one just happened to fit really nicely on the top of the power bank over here. So we're going to use this one instead. Honestly, it won't make much of a difference. It's a mini PC. It's not going to drain a lot of power, which ultimately is the most important thing. So you can get long gaming sessions on your gaming bike. The big star of the show is this right here, because believe it or not, we have an e-bike that we are using for the majority of the bike, because it would be impractical to haul around all of this on a normal size bike, because A, it would be difficult to fit it on the back, and also you need some extra thrust to get this sucker going, especially when you're carrying around monitors, keyboards, mouses, batteries, computers, and of course a big bike. So you need something electric to help you out there. And this bike is probably the nicest thing I have gotten on this channel. Yeah, so big thanks to Multijoy Bike for sending me this monstrosity with a 750 watt motor and a massive onboard battery as well. So I think we're carrying, as we go rolling down the street pretty much, we're carrying like 2 batteries and a lot of juice. So you can ride your bike for a bit and play your games for a bit, and you should be just fine. This bike is probably the easiest thing I have assembled in a long time, and it is very high quality. So my recommendations are, if you're in for a fat bike, fat tire bike, this is probably the best way to go. And I assembled this, got this all ready. Ampace sent us their 600 watt battery, lithium ion battery power generator, which amazingly enough actually works really nicely for what we're doing. So real quick, let's show you what's inside. So we have 600 watts of usable power, and likely this small little desktop right here is probably going to only use maybe 13 to 15 to probably 45 watts at the peak, and that of course depends on how strenuous we're making it. So if you turn it around on the back here, we have a couple different options. I can do a quick peel for y'all. Yeah, so we've got a nice couple features. Mainly is our 2 power outlets here, which produce a total of 600 watts in maximum. And then of course you've got your DC outputs, which probably would have been smarter to use that to directly power the mini PC instead of having to use waste efficiency in trying to generate AC and then put it back to DC for the mini PC. You could have just gone straight DC. But yeah, you've got a bunch of different features, and of course you have the option for input. So if you had like a solar panel or something, you could obviously do that as well. You can see the capacity here. You can see how much we have left. And then if you turn on the power right here, turns on the alternating current. So mainly what we're going to be using this today is just to power our PC. And I'm just going to do the straight adapter from here to the mini PC over here, and use that, and then hook the monitors and everything else up to the mini PC. And then it of course was time to go through and put everything together and start riding.
So first up, after I got the bike all built and set up, I'm going to go through and take out our mini PC, And I guess the next logical step, of course, is just going to be to modify that power supply. So I noticed that the power supply right below the handle has a nice little spot for this mini PC. So I basically unscrewed the handle for it and decided that I was just going to go through and put it there. So also, the back of this bike has a nice little like storage area with some straps, which actually made this like 1,000 times easier. So the thing that we had to do, of course, is just to go through, strap the power bank down because the mini PC actually wouldn't slide around much. And I only ended up having to use zip ties for just to go through and keep the wires out of the way from getting caught and tangled and then pulled. So for our peripherals, we basically just have a standard set of a keyboard and a mouse. Lucky enough, the mouse actually fits nicely into the cup holder, which means it's technically a mouse holder now. I do not think that was intended, but we're doing it anyway. Also, there is no really good speaker input. These speakers that are in this monitor are okay, but they're definitely not anything you can hear out of, especially when you're bumping down a rocky little area. And so finally it becomes time to do a Minecraft test run, which is basically just press a couple keys and see if everything's working. And as you can see, this isn't some type of shenanigans. I'm pressing the keys and you can see my frame rate, and it's not actually like unplayable. It's like almost 60 FPS, and that's kind of what the overall thing looks like. If you come around here real quick, we can actually see what the current usage is. So we're seeing 45 watts, which is pretty much what I called. And we got like 91% of the battery, and this has just been through the testing of setting this up and getting this ready. So I'd say this is a pretty solid, good, ready to go system. I would like your input though if you guys have any ideas on how to make these controls easier, because overall this bike looks great, and don't mind my brother flying in the background, but basically no, the bike looks great. I think it doesn't look too crazy. I think all the functionality is still there. I mean, you still lose a lot of the controls or the information, like charge information on the monitor on the front. But I mean, overall, I think this looks really good. And it's about as good as you're going to get. It's not like you're carrying around a huge desktop. It's not a whole lot of added weight. I mean, you do have a lot of extra weight on the top. And I mean, the center of gravity has definitely increased. But I mean, overall, the handling and stuff, we'll see how it is when I test it in a second. But overall, I mean, it looks cool. It looks catchy, it looks stupid at the same time, but also cool, and it's really usable. So it's not like this is something that, I mean, I wish the controls were better. I wish you had better access to the keyboard and the mouse, but that's it. That's really what it is. Oh, and here's my nosy neighbors trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing with a desktop. So finally, let's give this a test. And I have 3 angles. I have one from the overhead of the drone. I have one of the basically the game that I'm playing, and then one of my like face cam. I warn you, these are not synced up perfectly. So there was a lot of footage and a lot of testing, but this is as good as I could get it. So enjoy. This is like way too much freaking work. What the heck? Get me out of here, I can't even see anything. I'm trying to play Minecraft at the same time. Poor neighbors over here gonna get in for a treat. So in conclusion, is it stupid? Yes. Is it doable? Possibly. It's very inconvenient. I think this overall is more of a bumpy ride, and I'm honestly surprised that I was even able to craft a crafting table Here's just me just messing around. This mounts in this position was not the best, and it was really difficult to try to take this out and use this while you're going down the thing. So I think overall, yes, this is doable. Does it look cool? Does it look stupid? Yes. Would I recommend it? No, this is a joke, man. This is a meme video. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.